So yesterday I was on Discord and a good friend of mine, Dwarf NZ, asked me if I could possibly do a review on the FV201 A45, which is currently in the store for the second time round. And I didn't have this tank, so I thought, I'll buy it because it seems a good price and I'll give it a whirl. So this is the FV201 A45, and is it worth it? Hello again everybody and welcome back to Fujit's Blitz, and as I said, today we're looking at the FV201 A45, the British Premium Tier 7 medium tank that is currently in the store. Now the price at the moment is 8,500 gold, which equates to about £18. I think that's a really good price. I mean, it's 500 more gold than you pay for a Sherman with a funky camo. Well, that's a different kettle of fish. Now, I missed this tank the first time round, and I regretted that because I think it looks super funky. Now, for an outlay of 8,500 gold, you get the tank and a garage slot and stuff like that. And then for another 900 gold, you get the camo. And being British, I just had to buy the camo. So for a grand total of just over 9,000 gold, I got a funky new Tier 7 tank. So what's this tank actually like? Well, as you can see here on the stats, it's not that bad. It's pretty average. Its hit points is 1,450. It's got relatively okay armor. It's a typical British tank. Strongish turret, weakish hull. The fire, well, the damage on your standard AP is going to be a maximum 200. Okay, you can put the calibrated shells in, and as you can see here, the rate of fire is not too bad. The aiming time is not too bad. Penetration is pretty average, 180, 250 if you go up to the APCR. It's actually not a bad tank. So this is me, an armor inspector, and if you saw my video yesterday on grinding new tanks, this is what I always do, so I thought I'd show you how I go through the motions. I think it's a pretty funky looking tank, and there's the armor just in its skins, and as you can see, the turret mantlet is pretty heavy, but the hull is pretty poor. This is a typical British tank. You need to take it hull down. If you don't, then you're going to get penned from here to high water. Just the way it happens. So I then decided, well, let's do the AP compare, and I compared it with my good friend the Black Print, because you're always going to meet one. And as you can see there, when you stick it in with the Black Print, the front glacis plate is just bright green. But the turret armor, if you go hull down, goes red. And that's the thing about this tank. You've got to put it hull down, guys, because if you don't, they're going to pen you. Sides are pretty weak. Rear is pretty weak. Turret rear is very weak. And you've just got to make sure that the front of this thing is pointing to the enemy. Because if it's not, you're going to be in a world of pain. Now, the other thing about this tank, it's not exactly the fastest British tank out there on the FV line, but it has got a reasonable turn of speed and it's quite mobile. So I did all this, did all the checks, and decided to then take it out for a spin. And this is my very first game in this tank. First thing this morning. In fact, all the games you're going to see are me rolling out in this tank first off. And I have no idea what that Hellcat was thinking, other than he doesn't want to play and he wants to be back in the garage sooner rather than later. Now, the gun depression on this is a disappointing 8 degrees, which is totally not like a British FV. I mean, they're normally in the 10 degree range. So you've still got gun depression, it's just not as good as some of the other British tanks. So you have to play it a little bit differently. And as you can see there, I stuck my nose out a bit too much and got punished for it. Damage wise, guys, you're at tier 7. So when you're at tier 7, you're not going to be doing oodles of damage. The damage on this thing is pretty average. You're going to get, effectively 200 eye alpha if you're lucky. Good thing about this tank, however, is the load time. I mean, just shy of 3.5 seconds. I mean, that is fantastic for a tank of this caliber. Believe me, I mean, you go out in a tier 7 tank of this caliber and get a better reload time. I dare you, because this thing is just fantastic. T29 making a big YOLO move towards me. Yeah, I'm going to try and stick my turret in front of him. Okay, not working particularly well, but because of my reload and because he's not hulled down, I get rid of him in short order. So I've done 954 damage. I've taken 2 tanks. The Hellcat doesn't really count. And now I'm trying to get hold of this KV2. I was going for the R actually, but he's gone. So it's KV2 time. Okay, that was a bad shot. Big bounce. And because I've got my front in front of this KV2, he's going to find it difficult to pen me, and he's going to use HE, which is a big mistake. If he would have put AP in, then he would have got rid of me. And as you can see there, with his AP, with his HE, he's only getting splash damage because he's hitting that big gun turret mantlet, and he's just not getting the damage he thinks. I'm still bouncing shots from the Schmelzen. KV2 goes. I bounce 160. I've dished out 1,500. I've taken out 3 tanks, end of the game. And I was in the front line from the off. Okay, I took a lot of damage. I get a 3rd class, but amazing amount of credits. Not the top tank, but that's my first game, so I don't mind. So this is the 2nd game, and I rolled out in Dynasty's Pearl. A map I don't particularly like, to be honest with you. In fact, I always struggle with this map. But I was thinking, well, you know, if I can play this tank actually, I didn't play that game last time overly cautiously, but I thought maybe, you know, I'm getting used to this tank. I like the FV series anyway. Maybe I can stick this thing in a play. Oh, people ride so close to you nowadays. I can put it in a decent place here, use the gun depression, albeit 8 degrees, and, you know, maybe we can have a fun time. The Panzer Schmelzen over there is just sticking his nose out far too far. He knocks 148 into me, but I'm knocking a good 140 into him on a really quick reload. The T43 is gone. It allows me to push on this Schmelzen. There he is. He puts his side to me. I get a nice 200 roll. He's gone. So we've done 674 damage. We've bounced nothing. We've been in the thick of it, and we haven't killed a tank yet because other people keep getting there before we do. Now we can see that there's another Panzer Kampfwagen 4 over there. We're not going to get to him before the KV, the 37, and the other Panzer Kampfwagen takes him out. So we about face and look at this AMX. Now, like I said, the mobility on this thing, it's not as fast as some of the other FVs, but it's okay. I mean, with a tailwind behind you going down the hill, you'll get a good 40 out of this. But what I love about this tank is this gun. This gun is super, super fantastic. The reload time, the aim time is just to die for, guys. I mean, look at this. I mean, it's unbelievably accurate, and I finally get a kill. I've done 1,400. Oh, KV1S decides that he just doesn't want to play anymore, so it gives me good opportunity to get him out of the game. 2 kills, 1,553 damage. Bounced nothing. Well, you know, it's not about the gun. It's not about the armor on this thing. It's about that gun. And as you can see here, finally bounced 220 from that Tiger P. Pretty lucky shot. Schmelzen goes in front of me, so I missed the Tiger P completely. Okay. The Tiger P is difficult for me to pen, but go to the turret, pen him quite easily, not a problem. As you can see there, the penetration values on the gun aren't the greatest against certain tanks, but it will pen in certain instances. Do 2,000 damage, bounce 220, get 2 kills, get another 3rd class, and another shed load of credits, and we're the top tier tank there. Another great result. Game number 3. Here we go on one of my favourite maps, Vineyards. I do love this map because there's so many places you can sort of hide the tank, go haul down, and if you play it gently and not rush it, it really is a fun map. So I asked the team to go to B and C, thinking that because of their makeup they were probably going to go to A and camp around there. Boy, I was wrong, because they all went to C, apart from 2. We got the LTTB here, and there's another tank capping, which, looking at the team makeup, is probably the AMX tank destroyer. Not to worry, we go around, put a shot into the LTTB, put another shot into him. He got really aggressive, really bad move, but he did spot everybody up. He's gone, not because of me, but because of the SU-100Y that was in the rear. Now, I know there's a tank somewhere around the A-cap. I've not spotted him yet. I'm assuming it is that AMX AC. Everything else is over there. I'm going to take a wild shot at the Jagdpanzer IV, miss him completely, and there we go, the AMX AC. Get a good bounce from him to begin with. I then put one into him, trying to get round him. Speed again is pretty slow on this thing, but my reload is fantastic. I'm able to put shot after shot into him. He turns a lot quicker than I expect, but he's gone. The SU-100 comes along and wipes up another one of my kills, which I don't mind. I mean, I've said in one of my videos before, don't always get infatuated with kills, guys. Get infatuated with doing damage and getting the guns off. Now, if my teammates take the kills, I'm happy. It doesn't bother me as long as we win the game, because that's what it's all about. So I'm going to cap A here because I know they're only down to 3, but we've got good amount of guns on the battlefield. But I want to cap just to make sure that we're in a winning position. Now I've capped, I can move down there and help support. There's only 2 tanks left, an SU-100Y, who's been doing pretty well for the Reds, and the Kuru. Kuru is now gone, it's just the SU-100Y. It's 4 against 1. I don't think I'm going to get there in time to make anything effective. I've only done 970 odd damage. I've bounced 225, but I've taken 2 caps. I've put our team in a good position. Okay, the KV3 is a bit miffed at me. Don't know why, but he is. And just to point you out, he's a 40% win rate player, so I don't know why he thinks I'm a noob. But that's the way it rolls, and it doesn't really bother me. Here's the issue, and look at this gun. Boom! What a fantastically accurate gun this is. I mean, I just love this tank. This is my 3rd battle, and I'm just rolling in it. It's just absolutely awesome. And look at this, the SU hasn't got a hope in hell's chance. We finally get a kill. 1,355 damage, bounce 255, take 2 caps, help the team a lot there. And we finally win. And the SU did really well, by the way. And I get a 2nd class for my troubles, and I get 49,000 credits. I wasn't the top tank, but again, it doesn't matter, guys. Game number 4, I actually lost. Because of another FV201 A45, actually. He wiped up. We were in a commanding position. We had 5 against 1, and he just wiped them up. Although it didn't help that 2 of them were campers, but that's a different story. So this is game number 5. So far I've won 3, lost 1. I can't overemphasize this enough, guys. This is a fantastic tank. For a premium tank, okay, I've probably got a bit of good MM here, preferred MM, because I've just bought it. But guys, this tank is truly fantastic, and I think it's well worth the investment of $850. I mean, look at this gun. This reload is awesome. And, okay, the armor is a bit funky. You've got to stick it hull down. Things are going to pen you. But with a reload like this and in a good position, and you can stick it on the front line. I mean, I've been on the front line effectively in all the games. You can stick it on the front line, and if you put it in the right place, boy, you will have a barrel of laughs and a shed load of fun. And I loved going out in this thing this morning. I was a bit nervous because it's a new tank, but once I worked out how fantastic this tank is, you just couldn't stop me. I just couldn't put it down. I mean, I was just going from strength to strength, and I just fell in love with it immediately. Okay. I don't particularly love the camo on this one. I'm British, so I was always going to buy this funky camo. I prefer the camo that you get in the Chieftain at tier 10. But boy, this tank is just to die for. And I don't normally say this about premium tanks. If you've got the gold and you're thinking about getting a tank, forget the other tanks that's on sale at the moment. Get this one, because this one is truly fantastic. It's one of the best premium tanks, I think, that's currently out there. And a lot of people say, oh, well, yeah, premium. 8,500, shy of 20 pounds. You really can't go wrong. I mean, I've done 2,166 damage here. I've bounced 460. I've only killed 1 tank. But boy, is this good fun. It really is a great tank. And, I'm so glad that Dwarf NZ asked me to do a review on it, because it prompted me to buy it, and it's a purchase I have not regretted, unlike some premium tanks in the past. So I don't normally tell people to get tanks that are premium. This one I would strongly recommend. And we get a second class rat triples. We do 2,300 damage with a top tier tank. We had a fantastic time. So anyway, going back, don't, in my opinion, get the Sherman. If you're gonna get any tank at the moment in the store, get this little beast, because you'll just have a whale of a laugh in it. The gun is super accurate. The reload is super quick. And the armor's not too bad. Okay, it's mobility-wise a bit meh, but you can live with that. And I really recommend this tank. And that's just what I'm saying. So anyway, I hope this has been useful. I don't want to sort of tell people buy tanks when I think they shouldn't be bought. As I say before, I don't work for wargaming. I've got nothing to do with wargaming. But when I see a good buy, guys, I'm going to tell you to sort of drop the gold if you can afford it. If you can't afford it, then fine. It'll come round a third time. And if you check out the EU forum, you will see on there a good friend of mine called Stubbo. He does a Blitz economics thing. And you will see that these tanks do come around again, and the price will drop the third time. So if you haven't got the gold, don't rush to get it now. It'll come around again. And with that, as per usual, send me your replays if you wish. fujitsblitz@gmail.com. Please comment and like below. And please subscribe. And really congrats to my good friend Meadsy69, who hit the 10,000 subscribers mark yesterday. I am catching up with you. I'm only 9,800 behind. Thereabouts. Anyway, guys, stay safe out there. Have fun on the battlefield and happy tanking. Because that's what it's all about. Fun and happiness. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video has been useful. Like I said, it's a new tank, so it was all new to me too. Catch you again soon.